Hi there and welcome into the Cougars Sports Network as we get ready for softball here on a Friday, a hot one here in Santa Clarita, as Ventura in town to take on College of the Canyons. A little WSC crossover action here today for you on the Cougars Sports Network. I'm Matt Robinson, glad to have you with us as always. College of the Canyons coming off a win yesterday over LA Mission College. That was a conference game that Canyons able to come away with a 5-1 victory in. A big win for Canyons as it keeps them in the hunt for a playoff spot, but probably the best they can do this year is third in the WSC South, as Bakersfield won yesterday. They're at 8-2. Them and Citrus are tied at the top. Antelope Valley at 7-2 is still catchable for Canyons, but they need some help otherwise. They take on a Ventura team coming in on an 8-game winning streak, are the Pirates. They have been red hot as of late. 23-7 on the year, 10-1 in the WSC North. They won 4-0 yesterday over Cuesta on a similar schedule as Canyons this week, as Canyons playing 4 games this week. Same for Ventura as they finish out here today against College of the Canyons. They beat LA Valley on the 4th, and Santa Barbara and Pierce. Actually, it's only a 3-game week. I forgot Pierce has forfeited the rest of their season, so they get a 7-0 win over Pierce for that. So they play Cuesta and then Canyons here today. Give you the starting lineup for Julia Tamai and her Pirates. Bea Magana will lead things off. Jenny Jacinto will bat second. Savannah Higgins in the 3 spot. Then Madison Shea batting 4th. Brianne Magana in the 5 spot. Sofia Valencia in the 6 spot. Alyssa Castaneda in the 7 spot. Erica Sanchez batting 8th and playing center field. And Dakota Moore is the DP. They will face Nicole Murrow getting the start here today for Canyons. Murrow is 8-6 on the year. This will be her 18th start of the season, a 4.04 ERA, 68 runs allowed, 46 of them earned, 55 walks and 37 strikeouts for her on the season. As Bea Magana will lead things off. Takes a called strike, and we are underway. The guy this year has been outstanding. 465 average, 47 for 101, with a double, 2 triples, and a home run on the season as she slaps this one down the left field line. Drifting over, Krista Vierek will make the play, and we have one away. Good start for the defense for Canyons. One down, Jenny Jacinto will step in. Jacinto, another excellent hitter this season. 400 average, 7 doubles, 2 triples, and 2 home runs on the year. She's driven in 35. This is a Ventura offense that's one of the top in the state this year at the plate. They have been excellent. 285 total hits as a group. That's 13th most in the state. 20 triples, excuse me, is 4th most in the state. They have 12 home runs. They've scored 224 runs this season. They have been excellent this year on the offensive side. They've been great defensively and pitching-wise as well. So this ball lifted down the right field line. That'll go foul. We'll talk more about their pitching staff. Really, Bea Magana has been their starter, but they'll go with Brianne Magana today as she will get the start. But they have been great pitching-wise as well. But the offense, they can really bang the ball around. It's going to be a tough test for Canyons here today. This one lifted to shallow left field. Vierek and Petretti nearly collide. Vierek comes up with it. 2 down. A little miscommunication from Canyons, but it doesn't hurt. And 2 away for Savannah Higgins. Higgins, 422 average, 3 doubles, 3 triples, 2 home runs. Hitting from the right side, takes a called strike. Higgins slugging .656 this year. That's 37th in the state. Her OBP is .506 as well, which is 36, an outstanding OPS of 1.162. When you look at Higgins, hits in 12 of 15 games to start the year, with 16 of 44 with a home run, and 11 runs batted in over the first handful of games during the season. Fouls this one away. Had a 6-game hitting streak from March 21st to April 7th, including 4 straight extra base hits in games between March 21st and April 1st. She was 11 for 16 during that time with a home run, 2 doubles, 2 triples, and 6 runs batted in. They missed her when she missed a little bit of time, 7 games through the middle of March. But happy to have her in there. She lines this one. Vierik standing in perfect position will make the play. So all 3 outs go to left field. A 1-2-3 inning for Nicole Murrow. No runs, no hits, nobody left. Canyons coming to the plate. As the Cougars will send a familiar lineup with a few changes to it today. Just in terms of batting order for John Wismath's side. Yahali Gonzalez will lead things off. Skylar Vanoli will move up to the 2 spot after she hit the ball hard 3 times yesterday. Only came away with 1 hit in the ballgame, but still had a solid performance at the plate. Janice Jimenez will bat 3rd. Chris Vierik will bat 4th and play left field, as we've seen through that first inning. Brooke Petretti, the shortstop, will bat 5th. Grace Diaz will move down to the 6th spot. Alexia Mejia in the 7th spot. Nicole Murrow draws in there as the pitcher, batting in the 8th spot. And Mia Reese will hit 9th and play center field. Liana Lopez is the flex today, as they will face Brianne Magana, who will get the start today. Magana, in 13 appearances, a 6-2 record. This is her 9th start of the year, a 3.22 ERA. In 63 innings, she's given up 57 hits, 38 runs, 29 of them earned with 18 walks and 23 strikeouts. As Yahali Gonzalez will start things off here. We'll get you the defense, actually, for Ventura. Jimenez in left, Sanchez in center, Magana in right. Valencia, Castaneda, Shaw, and Higgins from right to left on the infield, with Jacinto behind the plate. So here's Yahali Gonzalez to stand in and start us off in the bottom half of the 2nd inning. First pitch from Magana, in there for a strike. Home plate umpire is Daniel Cowan today. Scott Matthews is the field umpire. So we work here on this Friday, spring break week here on the campus of College of the Canyons, so it's a quiet campus this week. We play softball nonetheless. Gonzalez on the season for Canyons, a .308 hitter. 2 doubles, a triple, had a leadoff inside the park home run yesterday, her first career college home run for the freshman. 26 walks on the season, is 3rd most in the state. She's 13th best at stealing bases as well, 20 of 25 on the year, as she hits this one in the air down the line and left, but playable and an easy play for Jimenez drifting over to make the catch. So all 4 outs of the ball game so far have gone to left field, 1 away. Here's Skylar Vanoli. Skylar had a good day yesterday, despite only going 1 for 3. Hit the ball hard pretty much every time she was up there. She's kind of struggled since the 25th of February, just 7 hits and 69 at bats, but maybe seen her start to finally come out of that, putting good swings on the baseball the softball, we should say, the last couple of days. Takes a called strike. But only .250 on the season. 7 doubles, 3 triples, and 19 runs batted in. She had a 7-game hitting streak to start the season. That one misses up. 1-1 count here to Vanoli. Brianne Magana up there in the circle, checks her wristband as they get the signal from the dugout. That one misses down. But only going to try and bunt for a hit here. Jacinto quickly out of the crotch from behind the plate makes a nice play. So 2 down. Jacinto flashing the defense that time. Jacinto has yet to make an error yet this season. This is a defense for Ventura that's pretty good, a .959 fielding percentage, just 29 errors on the season. They've only turned 5 double plays, not uncommon though. Double plays hard to come by in the 3C2A, it seems. Here's Janice Jimenez, leader in a number of categories for Canyons this year, batting .433, slugging .702, an OBP of .516. She's got 45 hits and 104 at-bats, including 10 doubles, 3 triples, 2 home runs on the season for her as well. And 32 runs batted in. Snapped an 11-game hitting streak yesterday. It can be dangerous when she's up there. Lifts this one in the air to center, though. Sanchez right there, and that'll finish the inning. So 6 up, 6 down. 1 full in the books. No runs, no hits on either side. Second inning upcoming here from Whitten Field, Canyons and Ventura.
Can I get it mic'd away? What's happening?
And your free sub. Enjoy.
That was super weird.
Oh, that? Nah. She just used the shore points you can now earn from chip and drink purchases to get free sub through the app. Download the Jersey Mike's app and earn rewards towards free subs with every sub, Pepsi, and Lay's you purchase.
So there's Madison Shea to lead things off for Ventura as we work in there. It's half of the second inning. Shea .420 on the year. .670 slugging percentage, 42 for 100. With 6 doubles, 5 triples, 3 home runs. Her 5 triples are 8th most in the state. She had a 12-game hitting streak going into yesterday that was snapped. Trying to restart one here. She's even in the count 1-1 against Nicole Murrow. Talked about Nicole Murrow getting the start here today, 8-6 on the season. She's won her last 2 starts, which were on the 3rd and the 5th against Allen Hancock and Moore Park. That was her last start, was the 5th. It's been Akana Gonzalez all week this week so far, but they're going with Murrow here today. Her last start against Moore Park, she went 4 innings, gave up 4 hits, 3 runs, but just 1 earned. Miss Canyons was able to pull out 6-3 and 4-2 wins over a good Moore Park team. This is the Canyons team. They played a lot of close games this year. I wouldn't say low-scoring games. There's been a lot of runs in games. As this ball lifted in the air towards shallow center field, Reese, shading her eyes from the sun, will make the catch. So 1 away. Brie Magana stepping in now. For Canyons, we said 5 wins in their last 7 games. They've played 11 games that have been separated by 3 runs or less this season. So it's been tight sledding. They don't have a lot of blowout games one way or the other in a lot of games, and allow teams to be in a lot of games on the other side. Magana, part of this heavy hitting Ventura offense. 378 on the year. 28 for 74. She pops it up on the infield. Jimenez calls it and will make the play. Murrow was looking like she wanted to have a beat on it, but Jimenez immediately called her off, said, no, I've got the better angle with the sun not in my eyes. We'll make the play. Sophie Valencia now coming in for Ventura. Valencia 366 on the year, just 15 for 41. Hasn't had a lot of at-bats, but has been solid over the last 7, 9 for her last 16. Does have a home run, came back on January 24th, so a little over 2 months ago, 31 games ago against LA Valley. Defense set straight away here. 2 balls and no strikes account to Valencia. Kind of picking up a little bit. Nice little gust from behind home plate. Wind kind of swirls, though, here at Whitten Field. It doesn't necessarily blow out to left, right, or center. It'll kind of come from behind the mountain and kind of swirl down through the trees. Creates a little bit of an awkward air. This ball whacked up the middle for a base hit. So Valencia, with her 10th hit and the last 17 at-bats, has the first hit of the ball game. A 2-out base runner here for Ventura. And Alyssa Castaneda will step in. So first hit of the ball game goes to Ventura. We'll take a look at the Pirates on the bases this year. 47 for 51. They're 24th in the state in stolen bases. Not a huge part of their game, but maybe we'll flex it in a little bit today as Canyons throwing out just 4% of base runners this season. They've only caught 2 runners stealing in 48 attempts. It's been tough sledding for the Cougars defensively behind the plate. Castaneda 289 on the season, 24 for 83 with 4 doubles. And a triple as this one lifted down the line in left. Vierik drifting back will make the play in foul territory. So a 2-out base runner and nothing else. 1.5 in the books. Canyons upcoming with 4, 5, and 6 headed to the plate for the Cougars.
Whether we're on the move or stuck in one place, it's with us, comforting, healing, and transforming lives. It's the power of you. With 4 world-class hospitals and over 170 clinics across Southern California, together, we're building a healthier community. We're your neighbors, your friends, your family. It begins with you. UCLA Health.
No score as we go to the home half of the second inning here, Canyons and Ventura. Brianne Magana back up there. Her first start since March 25th. That was her last one against Oxnard. She went complete, 7 innings, gave up 2 hits, 1 run, and struck out 1. She did pitch on the first against Santa Monica, went 2 innings in that game, gave up a hit. 6 appearances with 6 or more innings pitched this season for Magana. She'll face Krista Vierik to start things off, who's been busy out in left field so far in the ball game. Vierik, 357 on the year. Since March 6th, she's 25 of 62 with 3 doubles, a triple, and 18 RBI as she takes the first pitch of the inning down. Vierik has 11 games with a run batted in since March 6th. Didn't play the first handful of games this season, was kind of in a platoon situation as she hits this one on the ground towards second. Scooped up by Castaneda. Quickly across to Valencia at first. 1 away. So lots of outs here early on. Not a lot of hits, just 1 so far in the ball game. So here comes Brooke Petretti. Petretti has finally started to come out of a little bit of a funk here. Batting .304 now. Had a couple of hits yesterday. She's 16 of 45 since the 22nd of March. with 5 triples, a home run, 8 doubles to her credit as well. It's been a while since an extra base hit for 3 games. She has started to find her rhythm and regain some of that form she had last year where she was one of the better hitters on the roster. She waits on a 1-0 pitch. Right down the heart of the plate for the called strike. Petretti, 35 hits and 115 at-bats. Her plate appearances at 126 are 17th most in the state. She started all 35 games Canyons has played this year. As she hits this one in the air towards right center field, that'll get down for a base hit. So Canyons with their first hit of the ball game, a 1-out single for Brooke Petretti. And Grace Diaz, who comes up to classic Green Day song. Every single time makes me bob my head. She'll come to the plate hitting .284 on the year. 27 hits and 95 at-bats. Her lone double came back on the 17th of March against Antelope Valley College. Had a 5-game hitting streak from March 27th to April 3rd. But it's kind of slowed down a little bit here. Petretti over at first. It's 14 of 15 on the bases, 35th in the state. This is a Canyons team that running is a part of their game. You won't see John Wismath call a lot of sacrifices. You'll have him put runners in motion. There you see it with Petretti. Diaz is out by a half a step at first. It's a productive out with the runner in motion. Stays out of the double play. It moves Petretti up to second, but 2 away. That was a beautiful play by Shea. Had to range to her right, scoop it up and fire. So 2 down for Alexia Mejia. Say for John Wismath, Canyons leads the team. He leads the state in steals this year, 116 and 128 attempts. They have been efficient in that regard as well. That pitch misses up. Talk about getting caught 12 times when you've been pressed into action to steal 128 times. That's a really solid number. Mejia, a .316 hitter as she stands in. 12 hits and 38 at-bats. Mejia and Murrow both in the lineup. Canyons, since about the midway point of the season, has gone with this. For a while, Alexia Mejia was always in the flex. She was in there because of her defensive capabilities at third base. That's why she gets the call. But then a change from John Wismath going with the freshman Leani Lopez behind the plate. Is really one of the only true catchers on the roster. Since then, they've pressed Lopez into the flex, and that puts both Murrow and Mejia out to hit. Times Akane Gonzalez as well when she is in there as a starter. That one in for a called strike on a 3-0 pitch. Mejia not afraid to get deep in counts. She has been hit 7 times this year. She's done a good job battling through at-bats. Just 2 walks and 6 strikeouts, so not a lot of free passes given to her, but not a lot of strikeouts as well. Hits this one on the ground towards short. High throw that time from Shea, but plenty of reach from Valencia, and that'll end the inning. So each team with a hit now in the ball game, but haven't been able to capitalize otherwise. We go to the 3rd. No score, Canyons and Ventura.
Make hosting your next event easy with the Dr. Diane G. Van Hook University Center. With over 30 meeting spaces, wireless video teleconferencing capabilities, food service, and technical support available, the University Center has everything you need to make your next event shine. Conveniently located near the 5 and 14 freeways in Santa Clarita, the University Center offers easy access to local airports and many attractions, making it the ideal meeting place for everyone. To learn more about our rental options or to book now, visit canyons.edu/University Center.
home half of the third, or top half of the third, actually, I should say. As Ventura will send Sanchez, Moore, and then back to the top of the order. To the plate here in the third. This ball popped up, and it's going to be unplayable for Jimenez as it lands just in front of the dugout. Canyons has won the last 3 meetings between them and Ventura, including a 16-1 win last year. They're 6-3 against the Pirates since 2013, but it has not been a heavily played series over the last 20-plus years. As despite them both being in the Western State Conference, Ventura generally in the North, Canyons generally in the South. But a long-standing football rivalry that we actually won't get to renew this year between these two squads, as both have been part of the Western State Conference in football. They've been part of the National Northern Division for some time together, but we won't see them this year. At least not in the regular season. Erica Sanchez standing in for Ventura, 250 hitter on the season, 18 for 72. With 4 triples and a home run on the year. She waits on a 1-2 from Nicole Murrow. Fouled away, so we'll stay with the same count. This ball hit in the air towards left field, playable for Vierk, who will run over and make the catch. Sprinting catch for Krista Vierk, who has been busy out in left field so far today. Has had 5 putouts so far in the ball game. 1 away here in the top half of the third. Dakota Moore standing in. Moore hitting .316 this season. 18 for 57. She shows bunt, but drags it back, the lefty. He's very much likely to slap, and both Bea Magana and Dakota Moore so far look as though that's going to be their option. As she takes down. 2 balls and no strikes. Moore did not have an at-bat through the first 6 games of the season. She's 1 for 10 over her last 5, so in a little bit of a struggle right now, trying to change that up. Waves at a pitch up in the zone, and she's let Murrow back into the count at 2-1. Again, this is a Ventura team that one of the best offenses in the state. So the longer Nicole Murrow can hold them down, the better Canyons has a chance to try and play another low-scoring affair. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count here. Canyons not a high strikeout squad in terms of their pitching staff this year. Just 88 total strikeouts. They've walked more than they've struck out, which is usually not the case in softball, but for Canyons, that is the case this year. Good foul ball by Moore to just fight one off and stay alive in the count at 2-2. So now Moore works it to 3-2. 3-2 called strike 3. So Moore down on strikes. First strikeout of the ball game for Murrow. She gets Dakota Moore looking. 2 down. Bea Magana popped up into foul ground in left field. to lead the ball game off back in the first. Tried to just chop that one and missed, and she's behind the count, 0-1. Murrow loses that one up. Immediately had kind of a look on her face like, oop, that wasn't supposed to happen. This one fouled away off to the right, or off to the left, excuse me. Murrow loses that one, so she's thrown 2 good pitches in the at bat and two bad pitches that weren't even close, so evens the count at 2-2. We go 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. The count goes full once again. And Leandra Lopez is going to bring everybody in to try and settle down Nicole Murrow here. There's a Canyons team that's had 956 chances defensively coming into the game today, which is one of the tops in the state. It just shows you how few times they strike batters out. The defense has struggled at times this year. Their fielding percentage at .950. They've committed 48 errors. But it's been a lot better as of late, to the point where yesterday, Akane Gonzalez really just pitched to the defense and did a nice job holding Moorpark to just, or excuse me, LA Mission to just 6 hits. So kind of hope Nicole Murrow going to come out and try and do the same. 3-2. That one whacked into left. Krista Vieira, a diving play to rob Magana of a base hit. And that is how the inning ends. So Vieira positioned well with the lefty slap hitter up there. Makes a diving catch. No runs, no hits, nobody left here in the third for Ventura. No scores. We go to the home half of the third inning.
College of the Canyons is always ready when it comes to your athletic future. With 17 intercollegiate sports programs to cheer for, opportunities for student athletes to learn, train, and compete, and a championship mindset that has produced state and national titles, College of the Canyons and the Cougars athletics programs offer a great college experience. Take control of your athletic future at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule and cocathletics.com now.
Canyons will send Nicole Murrow, Mia Reese, and then back to the top of the order in Yahali Gonzalez to the plate here in their half of the third inning. Murrow trying to help herself out and start here in the third, batting .226 on the season with 7 hits and 31 at-bats, with a double and 2 home runs. Both her home runs came on the 22nd of February against Riverside in game number 1 of that series. She had 3 RBIs in that game, scored 3 times as well. That's her best offensive game of the season. Takes a called strike. Rand Magana stays in there here in the third. Got a pitcher's duel so far, just 2 hits between each side. One for Ventura in the second, one for Canyons in the second as well. We sit 1 ball, 1 strike. Good pitch from Magana, just kind of moves at the last second. Murrow swings through it. Makes it 1 ball, 2 strikes. Zamuro hits this one softly towards the shortstop. Shea, who leaps up and comes down with it. So one away for Mia Reese. Reese has been excellent out of the 9-hole this year. Pretty much been her spot the entire year. She didn't play against Cerritos on the 29th of March, but has been pretty much the everyday center fielder. 397 on the year. Slugging 479. She's got plenty of speed underneath her as well, so easily one of those bodies that can, if she wants to, bunt for hits. We saw it yesterday. She bunted with the bases loaded and sprinted down the first base line and had an RBI bunt single, which is at times rare. She'll bunt here, bunts it in the air, and that is perfectly placed over the head of Magana. Nothing that Brianne Magana could do that time. As she sees the bunt, charges down as she should, falling forward already. And Reese bunts it right over the top of her head. So it's a base hit for Mia Reese, her 30th hit of the year. She's got 20 steals and 21 attempts. So I would not be shocked to see her run. Ventura has been really good at throwing base runners out, all things considered, in the 3C2A. 22.6% of the base runners that try and attack Ventura get thrown out. That's 11th best. They've only caught 7 runners when you look at the numbers. They've only seen 31 stolen base attempts against them, and that's part of the fact that Jacinto is so good behind the plate that it kind of changes teams' game plans when they see her, but I'm not sure that will change the John Wismath game plan, as Canyons will just press and press when they get runners on, especially when you have base runners like Mia Reese, who's 20 of 21 this year when trying to steal. She's been slow since the 29th, just 2 stolen bases in a handful of games, but I would imagine even with Yahali Gonzalez up here, who's one of those hitters that's not afraid to get deep and account for Canyons, I would guess Reese probably going to be pressed into motion rather quickly here. Takes a strike, does Gonzalez, evens the count at 1-1. Gonzalez hits this one in the air towards center field. Sanchez drifting there makes the catch. So Gonzalez unable to advance Reese. Two away for Skylar Vanoli. Tried to bunt for a hit back in the first, and Jacinto pounced on it from behind the dish. Threw her out at first. Reese in motion. Vanoli swinging, hits it in the air towards left center field. That gets down. It gets by Jimenez. Reese going to be held up at third as John Wismath, I think, thought about sending her, but a good job by Sanchez to get that back in. And Vanoli has a 2-out double. Canyons with runners on second and third. The ball landed just beyond the reach of Jimenez. It took a huge hop, and Sanchez was able to pick it up off that hop and fire it back in, and that saves a run for Ventura at the moment. They'll have to get by Janice Jimenez here for Canyons, who is 0 for 1 with a fly out to center field as she takes a called strike. Jimenez yesterday, with a situation with runners on first and second, tried to bunt early in the ball game. It was awkward for me, as Jimenez has been so good. Thought maybe John Wismath had called the bunt. Turns out he didn't. Jimenez was just trying to catch the defense sleeping. This time she lifts it in the air to center field. And that'll end the inning as Sanchez makes the play. So Canyons leaves 2 aboard in the inning after the double from Vanoli. They can't cash in. We go to the 4th. Still no score here from Whitten Field. Go to the 4th inning here. Wind has picked up all of a sudden for a split second. Dies back out. Flag's whipping out there towards center field now for the moment, but that should dissipate as Jenny Jacinto will step in. Flew to left in her first at bat. One of 7 outs that have gone to Christopher Eric today. She has been super busy out there in left field today. Is Murrow back to work here in the 4th? This one chopped on the ground towards Petretti, and it eats her up. So Petretti, an error. #15th error of the season on Petretti. So now we'll keep an eye on Cinto, who's 8 for 10 on the bases this year. Base runner aboard for Ventura. Here in the 4th, Savannah Higgins standing in. Flew to left field in her first at bat. Higgins showing bunt. Lopez fires one that almost went out to center field, but Manoli was there to keep an eye on it. Cinto was moving and wasn't necessarily running, and Lopez was ready to come up and fire. Like to see it from Leanne Lopez. This is a Canyons team that struggled to throw runners out this season, so this time the runner in motion, and Jacinto will have second base stolen as the ball was in the dirt and Lopez could not do anything. But block it. Two balls and no strikes here to Higgins. Ventura with a chance to try and score for the first time today. This ball lifted into right center field. That is trouble. That'll get down. Then it died in the grass. Diaz will fire it in. Jacinto will score from second base on an RBI double from Higgins. And Ventura on the board here in the 4th inning. It's the second time today a ball's been hit out into the gap. One for Vanoli in the last half inning. That one took a huge hop off the grass and didn't really go anywhere. This one from Higgins hits and immediately dies. Not that I think Canyons would have thrown Jacinto out, as she was able to read the pitch very well. But still just a weird field at this point for such a hot day. Temperatures up in the 90s the last 2 days. So Ventura on the board. An RBI double from Savannah Higgins. Her 18th RBI of the season. Her 4th double of the year. Our first double since the 4th of April against LA Valley. And her first RBI since the same game as well. Madison Shane now standing in. Flew out to center field in her only at-bat of the ball game so far. 1-0 Ventura here in the fourth. This one lifted in the air towards center field. Reese drifting back will make the catch. Higgins not tagging. Does not advance. Julia Tamai not happy with that, as it should have been a ball that she could have advanced on, especially considering Reese initially moved over her left shoulder and then had to break back over her right and never really got behind the ball. So one away. Brianne Magana will stand in. Popped out on the infield to Janice Jimenez in her first at-bat. That one gets through Lopez, hits the umpire, but Lopez not able to do anything but hold on to the ball, so Higgins will take third on ball in the dirt. And so Higgins not attacking on the fly ball, doesn't come back to bite Ventura yet, as she advances up to third on that passed ball. It's 2 balls and no strikes to count here to Magana. This one popped up straight back. Out of play. This ball lifted in the air towards left. Vieira can't come up with that one. So Magana has a base hit. And make it 2-0 in favor of Ventura here in the fourth. So the Pirates capitalize on the error from Petretti. They get a double from Higgins and an RBI base hit from Magana. And Sofia Valencia, who singled the first hit of the ball game back in the second, stands in. This one hit on the ground up the middle. Vanoli will pitch to Petretti on to first. Not in time for the double play. So make the first out 4-6. Valencia on with a fielder's choice. You wonder if maybe Petretti, or Vanoli would have had a better chance to turn the double play by stepping on the bag herself. But goes by the books, and Alyssa Castaneda will step in. Pops the first one up out of play off to the right. Two away here in the fourth. 2-0 in favor of Ventura. Jacinto and Higgins have both scored in the inning. Jacinto's run unearned as she reached on an error. And Higgins scoring after she doubled home. Jacinto stole third and then scored on the Brianne Magana RBI single. Morrow trying to keep the damage to just that. This one popped up in foul territory. Alexia Mejia gave it a look, but it just got up and off the dugout of Canyons. That one gets off the glove of Leanne Lopez. Remember, this is the fourth game in 5 days for Canyons. Last 2 days have been hot, so Wonder what the stamina may be like at times, especially for catchers. Murrow was up in the count in 1 and 2, and now it's all the way back to 3 balls and 2 strikes. This ball hit on the ground towards Mejia at third. Short arms the throw, but Jimenez digs it out, and that'll end the inning. Ventura gets a couple, though. RBI hits from Magana and Higgins. We go to the home half of the 4th, 2-0 in favor of Ventura. Bierk, Petreni, and Diaz for Canyons here, as they find themselves chasing 2 in the 4th inning. Ryan Magana has held Canyons to just 3 hits the ballgame. Cougars had 2 on with Jimenez up in scoring position last inning and couldn't cash it in. Bierk grounded to second in her only at bat so far today. This one hit on the ground towards the right side. The second baseman Castaneda with a nice play as Valencia initially moved towards the ball. Had to get back to first. Play is made 1 away. Here's Brooke Petretti. Singled. Has still started to come out of whatever little slump she was in. 17 of her last 46 since March 22nd. And she's been getting it done in different ways. Yesterday we saw her with 2 strikes, kind of just reach out and poke one off of a very good Natalie Asensio for Ventura. This one hit on the ground up the middle, and Petretti with another base hit. Castaneda couldn't come up with it. Gandy's going to pinch hit for Grace Diaz here. So Paige Picor going to hit for Grace Diaz. The runner on and 1 away as Petretti standing over at first. Cinto, good job behind the dish just to block everything. Makes it really tough on the Canyons base runners. Picor, 327, or scratch that, dyslexia, 237 as she lifts this one in the air towards shallow center field. Sanchez drifting over to her left will make the play. So 2 away. And Alexia Mejia will come back to the plate. Grounded is short in her first at-bat. Petretti nearly picked off by Jacinto. Good changeup from Magana. And it's 0-2 here. This one hit foul up the third base side. We're talking about Petretti over her last number of games. Her resurgence at the plate. 2 hits again today. She had a pair of hits yesterday. And it's, like we said, been getting it done in different ways. She's in motion here. Jacinto's throw is actually going to go out to center field if not for Castaneda coming across behind the bag. So it's a stolen base for Petretti. Canyons their 117th stolen base of the season. Petretti her 15th of the year. And the Cougars have a runner in scoring position here in a 1-ball, 2 strikes count to Alexia Mejia. For Petretti yesterday, like we said, off of Asensio, had an at-bat where she just kind of reached out with 2 strikes, poked one right back up the middle, and that's when you know you're running good. You're driving the ball right back up the box, and we've seen it a couple of times today from her. Mejia trying to battle here on a 1-ball, 2 strikes count with a run out there in scoring position if they can cash it in. Changeup called strike 3 at the letters, and that'll end the inning. Good pitch from Magana. Her first strikeout of the ball game. Only 1 strikeout from each side. Ventura takes a 4-0 lead into the 5th here from Whitten Field.
The Jersey Mike's catering box is the easiest way to feed your friends. The hard part is picking your sub. That's why we're having a draft. With the first pick, Sarah from Carolina selects number 13, the original Italian.
You know, I trusted my gut, and that's exactly where the sub's gonna go, so.
Hold on, we've got a trade. Jake traded his second pick with me, because I'm starved. Freshly sliced subs to go, wherever you and your friends go. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Sanchez, Moore, and Bea Magana, the scheduled hitters. For Canyons, Paige Pecor stays in there to play defense in right field. And she'll be tested on the first batter of the inning. Cruz is in, makes the catch, 1 away. Lazy fly ball from Sanchez, 1 down. Dakota Moore standing in. Struck out in her first at-bat. Trying to bunt. Back into the screen. .87 degrees today and quite warm and sunny. Finally some spring/summer weather here in the middle of April. It's been rather cold so far early on this year, but warming up now. It'll get a little cool next week again, but some good heat here today as it's a 2-strike count on Moore. Murrow loses a changeup that time up. Two balls and 2 strikes to count here to Dakota Moore. And she waves at a pitch that was probably out of the zone. Second strikeout of Moore today. Two down and Magana coming up. Popped out to left in foul territory, then had a base hit taken away from her as Krista Vierik made an excellent play out in left field. As the slap hitter fouls one off to the left. Outfield extremely shallow right now. You can see Reese, Vierik, and Picor all very tight with the little left-hander up there. It almost looks like from where, I mean, it's hard for me to tell, but from where I'm standing, it looks like Mia Reese is about 15 steps off the infield dirt. I would say Krista Vierik may be the same. As this one smoked into right field. Picor comes up firing, not in time. As Magana can fly, it's a base hit. Almost hit it too hard. Right at Paige Picor, who didn't have to move, fielded it like a second baseman, made a good strong throw, but was just a half a step late. Here's Jenny Cinto, 0 for 2. Reached on an error and scored back in the 4th. That's the difference right now in a 2-0 ball game. Swings and hits this one in the air to right field. Picor is there. So Picor tested a couple of times in the inning, makes both plays after coming in off the bench. A 2-out single from Magana, but that's it for Ventura. 4.5 in the books. Still 2-0 in favor of the Pirates.
Whether we're on the move or stuck in one place, it's with us, comforting, healing, and transforming lives. It's the power of you. With 4 world-class hospitals and over 170 clinics across Southern California, together, we're building a healthier community. We're your neighbors, your friends, your family. It begins with you. UCLA Health.
Welcome to College of the Canyons, where students become the success stories of tomorrow. Whether you're already in the workforce or just getting started, our flexible schedules are a game changer. And students don't just earn degrees, they catapult into desirable careers and top 4-year universities for just $46 per unit. Quality education without crushing debt. Ditch the cookie-cutter mold of college and make college work for you. Register now at canyons.edu/schedule.
Bottom of the 5th here. Nicole Murrow, Mia Reese, and then Yahali Gonzalez due up to face Brianne Magana. Magana scattered 4 hits through the ball game. Canyons in second and third in the third, but couldn't capitalize. Chasing 2 here in the 5th. Murrow swinging bunt that's in front of the plate. It's a fair ball. Murrow thought she fouled it away. Jacinto reading it well. Again, pouncing. And Murrow didn't get out of the box very quickly. So one away for Mia Reese. But single over the head of Magana back in the second inning. Makes the defense think about things, does Reese with her speed. Swings at the first pitch, hits it on the ground. Charging in was Shea. And a good, strong throw from Shea to get Mia Reese. 2 down on 2 pitches for Magana here. And Yahali Gonzalez will try and start a 2-out rally here for Canyons. Gonzalez 0 for 2 with a pair of flyouts. Yahali typically at her best when she's not hitting the ball in the air. And working deep counts. That's one thing she's been really good at this year, is getting deep into counts. Gonzalez is 26 walks this season, or third most in California. She has struck out 15 times, but it just shows you her reassurance getting late in counts. She fouls this one away. Not afraid to let it get deep in a count and just try and battle her way through it. Sits at a 1-1 count here against Magana. That one bounces in the dirt. Good pitch from Magana, swung on and missed. So we wait on a 2-2. That one misses inside. Now Wismath hollers from the third base coaching box for Gonzalez to wear it. I don't think even if she turned it would have hit her, but that little jump out of the way just signals to a coach. So we'll go with a full count here with 2 away in the 5th inning. Gonzalez able to work a walk. We talked about it, and it's on cue. Yahali Gonzalez works her 27th walk of the season with that calmness to make sure she gets deep into a count. So a 2-out base runner here for Skylar Vanoli, who doubled in the third. She's 1 for 2 today. Gonzalez 20 for 25 on the bases this year. We'll see if John Wismath tries to have her move. She needs to get back to the bag and is in just a half step ahead. That's the second time today Jacinto not afraid to throw behind a runner. And nearly have the runner, almost catches Canyons runners off guard. No step and a dive back. 1 ball, no strikes to count here to Vanoli. Swings and lifts it in the air. Playable in left center field. Sanchez and Jimenez. It's going to be Jimenez that makes the catch, as I don't think Sanchez saw it. I think she might have lost it in the sun. Nonetheless, Canyons leaves a base runner aboard here in the 5th after a 2-out walk. 6th inning upcoming, 2-0 in favor of Ventura. Higgins, Shea, and Magana, the scheduled hitters for Ventura. As they hold a 2-0 lead here in the 6th inning. Both their runs coming in the 4th. Higgins lifts this one in the air towards deep right center field, and she has extra bases taken away from her by Mia Reese. Excellent play by the center fielder, drifting and making the catch over her left shoulder. Higgins gave it a ride, but extra bases taken away, 1 away. This defensive outfield for Canyons this year has been the shining spot defensively. Eric Reese, Diaz, the starters, each with 3 errors on the season. Pretty good considering the rest of the middle infield defense has been tough go this year. Petretti now with 15 errors when only with 6. But Reese, Diaz, Picorn, Vierick, and the rest all really can take away extra bases. There's a nice play from Brooke Petretti drifting back over her right shoulder on a little looping fly ball. 2 away. Two down for Brianne Magana. Pitcher helping herself with an RBI hit back in the 4th. Trying to help herself and start a 2-out rally here in the 6th. Burrow's retired 6 of the last 7 she's faced. Tight 2-0 ball game right now. The 2 runs in the 4th, the difference in the ball game. Outfield defense has been showing out today for Canyons. Vierick had a diving play to take away extra bases from Bea Magana. Mia Reese a few moments ago taking away extra bases from Savannah Higgins. Murrow overthrows on a fastball. Lopez able to keep from getting to the screen. 2 balls and 1 strike. This one fouled back to the screen. Makes it 2 balls and 2 strikes as Magana just misses. Nero tries to climb the ladder and get Magana to chase, but could not. So the count runs full here, 2 away in the 6th inning. That one back to the screen. So a 2-out walk. Just the first walk of the day issued by Nicole Murrow. Sophie Valencia, who's reached twice, singled and grounded into a fielder's choice. Comes to the plate. Murrow's pitch at the knees for a called strike. One ball and 1 strike here to Valencia. Hits this one in the air to right field. Picor fights off the sun, makes the catch. So Murrow gives up a 2-out walk, but Valencia strands Magana. 5.5 in the books. Ventura still with a 2-0 lead. Jimenez, Vierick, and Petretti, the scheduled hitters for Canyons. Janice Jimenez on a little bit of a rough patch for her last 6 straight at-bats without reaching base. For John Wismath, can't have that. Gotta have Jimenez, who's been your best hitter all season, really be going. Try to turn things around here against Magana. Flown out twice to center field. Jimenez, just a freshman out of Granada Hills Charter High School. Expected back next year. This is most of the squad, really. Look for Canyons. Jimenez hits this one in the air towards center field again. Drifting over to right center is Sanchez to make the play. So Jimenez has flown out to center field 3 times today. One away here in the 6th. Talking about the roster for Canyons this year. Paige Pecor, Alexia Mejia, Brooke Petretti, Nicole Murrow are your only sophomores in the group. So everybody stays in school, makes their grades, should be back next year outside of those 4. And a lot of freshmen pressed into the lineup this year, and they've done a good job between Jimenez, Vierick, Mia Reese, Akane Gonzalez. Hopefully will continue to get better. She's been the ace of the staff this year. Skylar Vernoli there as well. And a handful of others on the bench that just haven't had their time come yet. Vierick 0 for 2 with a couple ground balls to second base. So this one chopped up the middle. That'll get through for a base hit. So Vierick back at the box. Canyons with a 1-out base runner. That'll bring the tying run to the plate. And Brooke Petretti, who has been the hottest bat in the lineup over the last couple of days for Canyons. Couple of singles here in the ball game. Vierick 10 for 12 on the bases. John Wismath again. He will run everybody on the roster pretty much. Canyons 117 steals on the season, so I wouldn't be shocked to see Vierick in motion, even with Jacinto there. As Petretti swings and lifts this one to deep left field, but going back in the play is Jimenez. She'll make the catch, so you get by Petretti rather easily that time on a deep fly ball. And now 2 away for Paige Pecor, who hits for the 2nd time today. Flew out to center field in her only at-bat, as she came in a pinch hit for Grace Diaz in the 4th. Canyons running out of outs here. Only 4 to play with. Chasing 2. That one in for a strike. Guy has scattered 5 hits. She's walked 1. She struck out 1 in the ball game. Out away from getting through 6 without giving up a run. This one hits softly in the air. And Castaneda ranging towards second base makes the play. So Canyons leaves a 1-out base runner out there. They've been held scoreless through 6. As we go to the 7th here in a 2-0 ball game for Canyons this season. 6 times this year they've been held to a run or less. And they've been shut out 1 time, and that actually came just a few days ago on the 7th. Came on Monday against Long Beach, a 6-0 loss. So it's just not been something we've seen a lot of this year, but they have been held to 1 run or less 6 times, and Ventura trying to make it a 7th. Murrow will be asked this inning to face Castaneda, Sanchez, and more. Canyons, no runs on 5 hits. They've left 6 on in the ball game, so it's not as though they haven't had base runners. Ventura so far through the ball game, 2 runs. On just 4 hits. And they've been efficient, only leaving 4 on. Alyssa Castaneda will lead things off here in the 7th. For 2, popped out in foul territory to left field and grounded to third. This one hit on the ground towards Petretti, who scoops it cleanly, fires it low, but Jimenez there to clean it up. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the 7th. It's Ventura holding a 2-0 lead. Here's Erica Sanchez. Blew out twice so far today, 1 to each corner outfielder. It's this one in the air towards right field. Picor calls it immediately and makes the play. So 2 pitches and 2 outs here in the 7th inning. We go to the 9-hitter in Dakota Moore. They'll pinch hit for her instead. As Lily Jimenez, the DP, will come in to hit. Or the flex, excuse me, will come in to hit for the DP. Jimenez, first pitch swinging, fouls it back to the screen. Jimenez, 343 on the year, 12 for 35. With a couple of doubles. It's this one in the air out and towards left center field, but Mia Reese patrolling can get under it. A quick 1-2-3 7th for Ventura. We go to the bottom half of the last. Canyons chasing 2. They'll send the bottom part of the order in Mejia, Murrow, and Reese to the plate to face Magana, who's been excellent today. Looking for her 4th appearance without a run allowed. Looking for her 7th complete game. She had a big complete game back on February 10th. Against Cal Lutheran, went 7 innings of 2-hit ball. Gave up no runs, struck out 2. Did similar on the 31st of January against Pasadena City College, 2-hit baseball. Or 2-hit softball, excuse me. Gave up no runs and struck out 3. Trying to do the same here and hold Canyons to a 5-hit ball game. It looks like Canyons will pinch hit for, I think, both Murrow and Mejia. It will start with Avery Alvarez. As John Wismath knows they need runs. So Alvarez will pinch hit here. Alvarez 207 on the year. 6 for 29 with a couple of doubles and a home run. So Wiz opting for some power has Isabel Mena up in the on-deck circle, who has a home run this year as well. Now a couple of swings of the bat can certainly change this ball game. 2 balls and no strikes here to Avery Alvarez. Alvarez had 3 hits against Glendale on the 20th of March. Her best outing of the season. Hasn't had a lot of at-bats. Just her 30th at bat and 33rd plate appearance of the season. 2 balls and 1 strike to count. Gagne's done good, only walked 1, but she struck out 1 as well. Didn't like whatever pitch was called, kind of shook her head, now has it. Alvarez swings, lifts it to deep left field. That ball is going, and it is gone! Alvarez, a solo home run! And John Wismath's call to go with some power gives him a run here in the 7th. Alvarez's first home run since the 20th of March, 12 games without one. She drives one deep to left field. A solo shot, and Canyons is on the board. And the first real mistake from Magana today. As a no-doubt shot from Avery Alvarez. And now Isabel Mena going to be tasked to hit for Nicole Murrow here. Mena this season, 233 hitter. The home run as well came back here to just about the same spot as the one from Avery Alvarez a moment ago. That against Santa Ana in game number 1 of a doubleheader on the 28th of February. Behind in the count, 0-1 as Magana trying to shake it off. And it takes. And a 333 hitter. We said John Wismath opting for some power here. With Alvarez and Mena, 2 of his big boppers off the bench. Mena takes a strike, and she's got 2 strikes on her here. Been a pinch hit yesterday in the 6th. Grounded into a fielder's choice. Doesn't chase that one as Magana tried to go up the ladder. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Canyons with 1 here in the 7th off the solo home run from Alvarez. Trying to flip the lineup back over. As Mena hits the one in the air to left field, but it's playable this time for Jimenez. 1 away. So 1 down, here's Mia Reese. 1 for 2, grounded to short and bunted for a single. Gotta have base runners now if you're Canyons. Tying run is at the plate in Reese, but short of an inside the park home run, which Reese certainly has the speed to do. You're just trying to get hits. This ball hit out in the gap into left center field. This should be extra bases for Mia Reese. She's headed towards second. She'll try for third. The throw goes behind her, and the tying run is 60 feet away with a triple for Mia Reese. Mia Reese, no slowing down. The outfield for Ventura and Sanchez and Jimenez got there quickly and fired it back in, just threw to the wrong bag, and Reese was running the whole way. So she's in with a stand-up triple for Mia Reese, her 2nd triple of the season. And the tying run for Canyons, 60 feet away with Yahali Gonzalez, Skylar Ranoli, and maybe Janice Jimenez a chance to try and tie it up and send us to extras. Conference out for Ventura in the circle here. There was a conference with the outfield as well. I think mostly just trying to settle Brianne Magana down. This Canyons has hit the ball hard 3 times on her here in this inning. Really the first time Canyons has had anything excessively positive throughout the ball game in terms of hard hit balls. Obviously, it started with the Alvarez solo shot. Reese's triple adding to it. Isabel Mena hit the ball hard, just got under it a little bit. Here's Yahali Gonzalez, 0 for 2 with a walk. Now you have to think about the wild pitch as well. Magana has thrown just one of them on the season. Although you're less worried about it with Jacinto behind the plate, as Janice Jacinto, excuse me, is one of the better catchers in the state, I would say, this year. See it right there, keeps that one in front. 2 balls and no strikes here to Yahali Gonzalez. Infield is in to cut down the run at the plate, potentially, for Ventura. Gonzalez takes a strike at the knees. 2 balls and 1 strike. For Mia Reese, that triple, her 31st hit of the season. Just her 4th extra base hit, though, but it comes at a huge time as Canyon's trying to charge back here in the 7th. Gonzalez takes up. It's 3-1 here. Good take from Yahali Gonzalez again. So now Canyons with runners on the corners. And now the playbook is wide open for John Wismath with 1 away. Speed at first and third. And options galore here. If Canyons tries the old double steal to tie the ball game. They have Skylar Vanoli up there, who doubled back in the third, is 1 for 3. Ventura still has the infield in to cut down the run here. Vanoli bunting. And they're just going to let Yahali Gonzalez have second base. So the game-winning run out there in scoring position with 1 away here. Vanoli, a good job dragging back, taking a ball. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Canyons with a chance right here. That one at the knees for a strike. You have Jimenez waiting in the on-deck circle. Vanoli at the very least just trying to get it to her. Takes that one away. 2 balls and 1 strike. You've got plenty of speed out there in Gonzalez at second. Reese at third as well, so a deep fly ball would tie you the game. And a base hit might very well win you the ball game here in the 7th as Canyons chasing 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike pitch. This one hit in the air on the infield. Playable for the shortstop, Shea. So Canyons down to their final out here. And for Janice Jimenez, who's had a rough go over the last 2 days, a chance for her to try and settle back in and do what she's done so often this season. Jimenez with 32 runs batted in this year. This is who you'd want at the plate with a chance to win the ball game here in the 7th. Brianne Magana trying to lock it down. 1 out away here. Tying and go-ahead runs in scoring position. Pitch in there for a called strike makes it 0-1. Jimenez a tough strikeout as well. Only 6 strikeouts in 126 plate appearances this season. Gotta try to close it out. Jimenez takes down. 1 ball and 1 strike. The out from Vanoli gives the infield a chance to back up a little bit and just get the final out of the ball game without having to worry about anything at the plate, which would have required a tag as well. Wait on the 1-1 pitch to Jimenez. Magana's delivery at the knees on the outer edge for a called strike. Jimenez not really happy, kind of shaking her head a little bit, but has to lock herself back in. Freshman ultra calm. Magana ready to work. 2-2. Jimenez lifts it in the air towards right field. Playable, and Magana, as Bea Magana comes over to make the play, and that'll end the ball game. So Canyons gives it a run late, but they come up just short. They got the solo home run from Alvarez, but left 2 on here in the 9th inning, and they lose 2-1 in a tight ball game against Ventura. For Canyons, they fall to 18-17. Ventura wins for the 24th time this year. For Canyons, 1 run on 7 hits, 1 error, and 8 left on base. For Ventura, 2 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and they only left 4 on base. As Brianne Magana gets the win. Nicole Murrow gets the loss, unfortunately. As Magana goes 7 and gets the victory over College of the Canyons here today in a good ball game between these two teams. As it finishes out at 3:48, an hour and 38 minutes is the game time. That'll do it for us here today. We thank you for joining us. We'll see you on Tuesday. We'll be back in action with softball here as Canyons back to work in conference play as they will take on Glendale here on the 15th at 2:30 start time. We'll have it for you on the channel. We hope you enjoyed. We hope you have a great weekend. We'll see you later, everybody. Thank you. Gotta have numbers. It's baseball and softball. That's what it's all about. You do your own research? I do.